Upright bass and Tim Carroll on a regular guitar. Joining me for today's festivities. Thank you. Thanks so much. Y'all got some arts and crafts? Did you get some? They had all these tents with all these artistic people in them. And their arts, and it's awesome. I'm a candidate one day to be one of those people with all their yard full of yard art. Like those crazy, anybody have a crazy neighbor like that? It's got all kinds of crazy stuff in their yard. It's me, it's gonna be me. I can't wait. A lot of awesome items out there to contribute towards that cause. I'll do this song for y'all, the Welder record. This is one I wrote the night before we went in the studio to make the Welder record, and I had all my deepest thoughts out on my journals, surrounding me on the bed with empty bottles of pills and champagne. And I called Tim Carroll in there and I said, I got a song. It goes like this, na 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 na, and he played that. And then we had this song. Yeah, I just got so tore up on that one. Either that or I'm downwind from the porta potty. I'm not sure which. I've seen the other side of fried dill pickle chips. It's not pretty for a lot of people. But it's so tasty, so tasty. Anybody out there know who Graham Parsons is? You know, Graham Parsons fans? Oh, good for you. I didn't know who Graham Parsons was, so I moved to Nashville and started smoking pot with a bunch of songwriters. But turns out he spent a good part of his formative years where I went to high school down in South Georgia. And the people down in Waycross, Georgia, especially in the civic world, they don't necessarily know who Graham Parsons is. They don't understand it. But for 14 years, these fellas have been having every year the annual Graham Parsons Guitar Pool Fanfare Extravaganza or something like that. I mean, that's about what it's called, something like that. And as far as the Chamber of Commerce is concerned, once a year the hippies ask if they can use the fairgrounds, and some bands from Canada come down with devil t-shirts, and they just stay out of it. But we were really honored to be asked to go down last year with Jay Farrar and do the festival. And so I wanted to learn a real Graham Parsons song, not just one of the covers of the covers. So I learned this one. It has so many chords in it, it ruined my vacation. So I thought I'm going to do that more than once. So for the Graham Parsons lovers, this is Hot Burrito number 1. Thank you. How about a Bones Hillman over here on the upright? Bones Hillman, he can play the canoe now, can he? So we're in Northport, Alabama, correct? And this is the park is called Kentuck Park. Kentuck Park. Kentuck. What's up with that? Is that somebody's name? A historic figure? Was this bought from Kentucky at some point in a trade deal, like the Louisiana Purchase or something? See, I'm not one of these artists just breeze through your town and just, take the money. I care. I want to know, what's up? What's up with this place, man? What's going on, Well, maybe next year I'll get a booth and have an exhibit, and it'll be on the history of Kentuck Park and how it was bought from Kentucky, and there was a historic battle on these grounds. I'll just make it all up. It's art. We just make it up. All right, let's see. I'm trying. I know this is. We play a lot of club gigs and a lot of places with a lot of really sketchy people, and so I'm trying to keep this show a little more PG because I respect we got kids around and stuff. So let's see. I'm gonna skip the song about drunk sex and go. I'll do this one. This is, this song is about drugs, but it's an important life lesson. It's sort of like that. I was born down in Central Florida to my mother, who was a hillbilly singer from Charleston, West Virginia. And when my daddy got out of jail for running moonshine with the mafia, he moved in next door to her. And it was a lucky day. And they had each had 5 children by previous marriage, leaving plenty of material for me. We'll do a few more songs for y'all, that old Balls album. Thanks for hanging out with us on a lovely afternoon on this historic battleground in Northport, Alabama. Well, times are tough in rock and roll. All right. I knew we had some hillbillies in Northport. That's the kind of people that war breeds. This is another song off the Balls album, and this is a song I wrote for my girlfriends. It's always somebody who's mad at their husband. Hi. Yeah. We've had a request.
On with the request.
Yeah, we'll do this song. This song is about a car that really creeps me out. All right, y'all doing all right? Yeah. Everybody in funnel cake coma? Do they have a brewery in here anywhere? They got it? Not. Oh man, that's an art. That's an art. Brewing beer and making wine is an art, and Mountain Dew is a drug. It's tricky. It's very tricky. Tricky business. Let's see. Let's do this one for. I love this song. This is. I didn't write this song, but I did record it and put it on the Welder record. It was a star for a guy. I mean, a star. It was a hit for a guy who was a star of the Louisiana Hayride back in the 50s. His name was Frankie Miller. And I love this song because it gives thanks for really simple things. And it seems like the American dream has gotten to be about, oh, you got to have a hammer and a McMansion and a pool and a jacuzzi. And it used to be just about having like basic security, happiness, health, family, shelter, and enough food. I mean, that's not enough for me, but it is for some people, and that's really sweet. But I do love this song because it gives thanks for simple things, and it's about this guy, and he sings, and he's just so tore up out of his mind, cannot believe it, that he has this little farm. It's called Blackland Farmer. Well, I love old school country music, you know, and it seems like we're losing so many of the greats all the time. And this year we lost the great Doc Watson. We were in Kansas City that day, and I don't really know this song that well, and we don't care. Y'all don't care, though, right? But I can remember my mama walking around the house like folding bed sheets, singing this old song. We're out of town, not too far from here. Way down Columbus, Georgia. Great Doc Watson. Got any beautiful outlaw people here in the crowd? I thought so. I appreciate some of y'all putting on a clean shirt coming out today. Now, if you don't know what we're referring to, I have a radio show on Sirius XM satellite radio. It's Outlaw Country Channel 60. And my show is Apron Strings, and I'm on weekdays, Monday through Friday, I think 9 to 1 Alabama time. And it'll make your brain shrink. You should listen to it. But I do appreciate you guys making the effort to be out with us today. It means a lot to me. And so I know that if you listen to that channel, chances are you might like some of that 70s honky-tonk music. So I'm going to do one for you guys. This is a song that I can remember my mom and daddy doing. When my mom and daddy became neighbors, my mother soon discovered that my father was a musician as well, because he had played upright bass in the prison band. He was a real winner. So it just so happened that her little Beachcomber band, they needed a new bass player, and she needed a ride to the gig, and he had a truck. So, of course, romance is going to blossom under those circumstances, and it did. And I came along. Mother was 42 when she had me. Daddy was 48 years old, and they had already kind of done the kid thing, you know. So they didn't let me come along and change their lifestyle too much. They would just take me to the bars with them where their band would play on Friday and Saturday night. And I would hang out for 5 or 6 hours and stare at pickled eggs until it was time to go home. But I like to think it was during that time I soaked up one of my big musical influences, which was the 70s country music of the day. So for my beautiful outlaw people especially, I'm going to do y'all a Merle Haggard song. The day I started loving you. Thank you so much. It's fun to do that old honky-tonk music. And we did that on the Opry one night, and that is a little bit of a different take on it. And we walked off, and the guy said, "Well, I've never heard a heavy metal version of that song before." I was like, "Well, that's what we do." So I realized that I grew up with my parents taking me to the bars with them, and on Sunday morning they might want to lay up a little bit, recuperate and get ready for the work week. So I sure was not only an economical babysitter, but what they felt was solid parenting, to send me around the corner where I would spend the better part of the day at the Sunset Park Church of God. And it was a holy rolling church where people got slain in the spirit and they spoke in tongues. And we had a preacher that was like Elvis, and he would beat the Bible on the pew and he would lay hands on all the ladies, especially the ladies, because they needed extra healing. But the very best part of it was they had a big old country rock and gospel band. I mean, drums and congas and guitars and organs. And so I realized looking back now that not only did I learn there that everybody I knew and loved was going to hell, but also that there was this whole other music that rounded out my musical experience on the weekends. So from the bars to the Pentecostal church. So I just recently this summer I made a gospel EP. I felt like there was part of gospel music that wasn't being addressed, the more hillbilly side. So I wanted to make a little gospel record to do some of that music. And so we got a new gospel EP out. It's called Gospel Plow, and we'll do a few off that for you. This one's called Hear Jerusalem Calling.
Hear Jerusalem calling,
Jesus is name. And they all said amen. All right then, let's see. That is off the new record Gospel Plow, which we have available today both on CD and 10-inch vinyl. But let's see, let's do one more for Jesus. How about this is a creepy old Bill Monroe song. It kind of sounds like Surfer Billy or something. Surfer Billy gospel genre to me. I mean, we'll see what you think, but it's old Bill Monroe song. And he knew the Bible. He used to beat all his wives with it.
1, 2, 3.
You got the spirit moves over here for reals. Amen, brother. That's right. He's got the moves today. All right. Yes, you got to bring your A game every day. Honey Boo Boo said that. I'm telling you, she's a modern day philosopher. Well, let's see. While I'm being all sweet and stuff, I'll do this one. She's like, I write a song for Mama on every single record. This is the Mama song off the Balls album. It was Mother's Day of 2006, and I didn't have anything to give my mama that one of my sorry half-siblings had not already thought of. They'd already given her hummingbird yard art and lotion and petunia basket. So I wrote this song and I printed it out on pretty paper, and I went and found one of their pictures in an old frame, and I ripped it out and I put my paper in there and folded it up and gave it to Mama and totally scored, and it was this song. Well, I'm not be up against my mom. Thank you. Standing over here on my left and your right is 5 singer-songwriters on right. I'm talking about Tim Carroll. We want Tim to do a couple for us, maybe. Why don't you do one of your fine compositions, Timbo?
Instead of that one I was going to do?
Right, yeah. Do the good one.
Here's a train song for Skip.
Yeah, and if you want to crank that in your window at a red light, Tim Carroll's got a CD over there called Look Out. I know he's got that one. May have a few others, but it's got CDs available as well in this modern age. Let's see, I'll do another one, Tim. I want him to do this. I call this the roof song because we were up at Levon Helm's house playing a midnight ramble, and Tim Carroll did this song, and there were these big-time movie directors in the audience because that's the kind of people that hang out at Levon's. And they heard Tim Carroll do this song, and they said, we want to put this song in our big-time movie. And sure enough, we got a little paperwork, and then a check came, and we were like, okay, and we put it in the bank, and we watched it, and it cleared. Okay. So we called up the roofing company, and we said, we don't even want to see your samples. Whatever the biggest, baddest, shiniest roof is you got, that's the one that we want. Drive to our house and put it on there. And so they did, and we got us a brand new roof, and now it'll rain in East Nashville, and we just laugh and laugh. We don't even care. But a lot of time goes by, and this movie's never coming out. But one day this summer, Tim's phone rings, and it's his mama, and he has seen Jane Fonda on The View. And that, we knew what that meant. She's in this movie, and she's out on the press junket. This movie is coming out. So we're like, all right, finally, we're going to see it. We're going to hear his song in the movie. And the very next day, Tim Carroll's phone rings again. And it was kind of a sexy looking phone number. You know how you get them phone numbers come up every once in a while and you're like, this is a sexy phone number. And he answered and it was. It was the assistant to the director of the movie, letting Tim Carroll know that his song had been cut from the movie. No good, no good. But we still got a roof out of it. So this will forever be the roof song. And it's called Till Then. Tim Carroll. That's a right. Like that. Well, God has been, I'm still a golden bee. All right then, yeah.
Elizabeth,
What else now?
do you still do if he had his way? Do y'all ever do?
Oh, no, I don't know that song anymore.
I know.
I did. I knew it about 3 years ago. I forgot it. No, you don't know it. I guarantee you don't know it. I did that on the Opry, though. Before I go that far, golly, y'all digging deep now. I went on the road for 3 years, and I got real stupid. I forgot half of what I knew, but I did. Only Bones Hill, and he's not from around here. He's from the penal colony, not Georgia, but Australia. He comes from Australia. And we like to try and make him feel at home here. He tries to teach me things about Australia, how they box kangaroos and they eat Barbies, which is really weird. But I try and get him used to America too. We took him to Outback Steakhouse in Lubbock, Texas this summer so he could have some of his indigenous food. But he said he had never heard of a blooming onion. And I said, that's Australian. He said, it's not Australian. I said, I guarantee it's Australian. It's an Outback Steakhouse. It's Australian. He said, it's not. We're going over there in January. I'm going to find out. I'll let you follow along on Twitter. I'll let you know. But I'm going to order one everywhere I go. Make sure he's standing right there with me, too. But another one of my favorite ways to Americanize old bones is to make him learn weird old country songs like this Johnny Horton number about a bear. Well, yeah, for Bones. Aw, so sweet. And they have some blooming onions here, Bones. We'll get you one before we leave so you don't get too homesick now. Well, we just got time for a few more here before we about run everybody off from here anyway. So, in his last chance, so it's winding down now. Your opportunity to get you a funnel cake, get you some art for your walls in your house and your bedroom and your bathroom, and get something for your yard to creep your neighbor out. That's what I like to do. I like statues of naked people in my yard. And we got one. We came home from this last tour. It's real heavy, and somebody had drug it halfway across the yard. I think they were going to steal it, and they found out how heavy it was. They put it back. It did. Did you know that? Wasn't you, was it? Oh, he was with us. All right, wasn't you? All right. You're expunged. All right, let's see. So we just got time for a couple more here. We do have CDs and beautiful Outlaw people T-shirts and stuff for sale over there. You can go see Jared. He'll take care of y'all. I'm going to step over and sign and stuff in a few minutes and be happy to meet y'all and shake hands. And really do appreciate you coming out to the Kentuck Festival here today and spending some time with us. 2, 4, 5. All right, let's see. It's an old Velvet Underground song. Alright, then we're going to leave you with this one here off the Gospel Plow record. We sure do appreciate y'all coming out and spending some time with us today in beautiful Northport, Alabama. Oh! This is all song that I put on Gospel Plow. I pulled from about 4 different versions. There's a Blind Willie Johnson version. There's a recording of a choir at a Dallas church in 1914. There's a Grateful Dead version. And then there's a guy on YouTube with like 14 views. And he was also a great contributor to my version of this song. If I had my way, if I had my way, if I had my way, I would tear this building down. If I had my way, I would tear this building down. Thank y'all so much. Bones Hillman, everybody. Tim Carroll, I'm Elizabeth Cook. Thanks for coming to the Kentuck Festival today. We appreciate being with y'all this afternoon. Thank you.